Good morning, good morning. It's your girl. Oh my goodness, what a show we got coming today. Y'all gotta stay tuned because there's a lot of things going on. Like with Trump, there's always something going on with this administration, man. They got problems, real problems. We're gonna talk about the floods. We're gonna talk about Texas. We're gonna talk about everybody and everything. We even gonna get a little bit into sports, is what I'm saying. So stay tuned and yeah, see what the streets is talking about. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. Yo, the streets is saying so much. So first and foremost, I always like to get Trump's ass out the way. Okay, so we're gonna get into Trumpy. First and foremost, you heard about the big bullshit ass plan. It's terrible, right? But then, we're gonna get into like Project 2025. And one thing about it, Stacey Abrams, we actually should have made her the governor of Georgia. We got a guy that's not so good, is what I'm saying. But she would have been amazing for that position. Anywho, she broke down. Now I'm gonna probably murder the word, but I'm just saying, or kill the word. Authoritarianism. Authoritarianism. I'm getting there. By the time I finish, I really have it out. But anyway, she just like put down a whole bunch of things. Like she's saying these are the points to Trump's road to actually authoritarianism. One is suppression of political freedoms, centralized power, control over society, lack of accountability. That's what they're doing. A lot of lack of accountability and pushing their ideologies and propaganda always. And that's what MAGA is all about. You know what I'm saying? And like examples of authoritarianism is dictatorship, one party rule, military rule, or competitive authoritarianism, right? So the consequences of authoritarianism is human rights abuses, political instability, economic stagnation, and social inequality. These are all the things we already were going through anyway, but they're more intense now. That's a strategy. Project 2025. If people were to really read that, they really wouldn't have voted for them. But that's a whole nother thing. People that actually voted for Trump aren't the brightest. And that's just real talk. They thought they were doing something great. But now we see them, their families and them are getting deported. We see that they slashing Medicaid, Medicare, all of these things. So a lot of people have regrets. Some don't. They're still rocking with them. I don't know how, but I guess they'll see. Because in this country, what people don't understand is that the red states are poor as shit. All the red states that talk the most shit, they're the poorest, right? And they depend on money from the blue states. So the blue states are always taking care of the red states because that's how America works, helping each other, even though they don't deserve it. And speaking of not deserving it, the damn Texas governor is a piece of shit. Okay? Governor Abbott of Texas is horrible. I mean, come on. I ain't mad at Jasmine for calling him Wheelie, because Wheelie is definitely his name. This guy's a piece of shit, for real. He doesn't want to take accountability for the floods. Now, let me tell you why the floods even got to where they were. The reason why they got to where they were because the person that used to have that job that would tell you ahead of time when floods and stuff like that are coming. So, the campground would have been empty. You know what I'm saying? But the people that particular job, right? The person that was in that job actually took the easy way out. They took that early retirement. Remember they were offering the early retirement? Well, that's what they did. I mean, you can't be mad at them, but at the same time, this is the things they don't understand. You just cutting jobs that you don't even have no clue what's going on. And cutting the jobs, they just did it with the State Department. Over 1,350 people lost their jobs. It's just crazy. It's getting nuttier and nuttier. They're trying to instill fear. So anyway, in Texas, right, with the flood and the campground, there was a black family there. So the mother was paying attention, said, hold on, this water is rising way too fast. So she told her husband, hey, look, we got to leave. He didn't talk back. He ain't ask no question. He's like, all right, let's go. They packed them up and their kids, and they went to the office and said, hey, look, we're actually not going to stay another night. We're going to leave early. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And they was like, all right, so are you leaving because the water's rising? I'm like, yeah, yeah, we ain't staying here. So that black lady used her intuition and she made it home safely. While you got like 120 people that actually uh, drowned or are dead, and then there's 160 still missing. So this governor, the way he talked, like he didn't even give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the president wants to gut FEMA. FEMA saved them the last time. You want to gut the program? You see what I'm saying? He's not too bright. What he had a 1.9 GPA in Harvard. He just went because the parents paid the money, is what I'm saying. He ain't get no scholarship or nothing. It's called, and if you could pay for the tuition, I don't give a damn. You're going to barely make it by the hair of your chinny chin chin. So, old Willie and Trump, man, they two are the same people. This dude, God didn't put you in that wheelchair, guy. And you in the wheelchair and you still wilding? You think he would be trying to be helping people, but he could care less. He could care less. Republicans, I got some shit on your hands, for real. Because those two dudes are the worst, is what I'm saying. Because the floods it was unnecessary. You know what I mean? It's too many things that are unnecessary. And then, on top of all of that, right? They're so busy. ICE is so busy, like, just creeping up on people. You don't even know where they're going to be at. They coming to get you at your dentist appointment. They don't care where you're going. When they find out that you're on the list, they're going wherever they think you are. And they're just taking you, right? Meanwhile, over in Mexico, the president, she seen that there was a problem with the floods. She sent a team over there to help. She sent a team over there. And it's not the only time she sent a team. There was another team for California when the fires were happening. It's crazy. Like, you want to kick out people that have been helping? Like I said last week, make it easier for them to become citizens. If that's what it is, if everybody else can be one, why can't they? I'm just saying. For real, for real. It's just unbelievable the things that they come up with and they think. But big up to the President Shine Bloom. Yo, she's fire. She don't care. She like, I don't care. She don't care about the president, whatever he's thinking. I'm here as a humanitarian to help people. And that's the realest shit ever, y'all. Ain't too many presidents can say that. They're here to help. Most of them are here to hurt, but she is here to help. And it's refreshing because I often imagine what her and Kamala would have been doing. Oh my God. We would be in a whole different stratosphere right now, y'all. He's continuously just destroying our country. So hopefully we could pull it together. Hopefully. Then in other news in New York, we had a young 21-year-old woman get jumped by two men and a lady. It was crazy. Over a parking space? Hello, a parking space, people. In New York, parking is ridiculous, right? So if you find a parking space, let the person get there. Oh no, they want to fight her. They dragged her. Everything. This is the wild part though. If me and two of my people jump you, you ain't gonna be able to walk. This girl was able to walk, talk, drive, all that. But the two men that got her, they was kind of, they was on my team. It was sweet. And so they were punching her and everything. That girl took that and they pulled out her braids. It was crazy, yo. And then your mama get in it? And then at first, they kept saying Latinos. Because they got a tan right now. Find out they're Romanians. So ever since that happened, right? People are heated in New York. So the black, the brown, the everybody who didn't like two men beating on a woman, uh, been like standing outside their apartment complex, so they can't even leave. They can't even leave because they're around their apartment at any time they could get got. Is what I'm saying. I ain't saying it's right, but street justice sometimes gonna do what the police can't. Right? Just like in Texas again. See, Texas is getting punished for some reason. God got their eye on Texas. I see you, Texas. I see you. So this lady walks up in the barbershop and shoots her man to death in the barber chair in Texas, Arlington. And then after she was on her way out, about to creep out, she seen the police. She went back in there and shot herself. Later on, she died at the hospital. But the thing is this, fellas, pay attention. There's too many people out there trying to break other people's hearts. You better do right by her. Nowadays, a lot of these women aren't taking any shorts. And yo, that's what the streets are really talking about. All right, now we come to the whooping of the week. The whooping of the week goes to RG3. Actually, we shouldn't even call him that. Let's call him Robert. Robert, his obsession with Angel Reese is so disgusting. You're a grown ass man. Get your mind right. She's only 23 years old. Now I remember when you played for the Redskins. Man, you were slated to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But you know what? You got played because of your coach, Shanahan. He took you off the injury list because he wanted to win. But I think it was bigger than that. I think they played your ass. I think he did it so he could ruin your damn career because you were slated to be one of the best QBs ever. I don't care how many snow bunnies, as Dr. Umar say, you get with. You are still a black man in America. You are still a black man in America, and they do not want to see you thrive. They don't. But for you to sit there and disrespect Angel Reese, a 23-year-old young woman, young, 23. It's okay if you want to root for Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark is a really good basketball player. She has some things now she carries, like all the MAGAs and all the racism. You know what I mean? All the racists come to the games just for her because they're looking for that great white hope. And you just adding to it and making them feel comfortable so they could just talk shit about this young black woman. You should be ashamed of yourself, Robert. You definitely shouldn't be on nobody's side after they didn't destroyed your career, son. I know you're thinking like, oh, no, no, no. They destroyed your career. Do something else because you're not good at what you think you're good at. Maybe that's why ESPN fired you, and they should. So, sir, and I'm gonna give you that respect. You get the whooping of the week. Shut your ass up Be quiet from now on. Remember what they did to you. I'm just saying. Say it with my chest. Say it with my chest. So I'm going to say it with my chest. Look, the Essence Fest has been around since what? 1992. And has always been a Black American magazine or event celebrating Black American culture. Because there's a difference, people. A lot of people think, that we're just African. Now, African and Caribbean are cousins, right? But we're far removed from Africa. I mean, we could go back 16 generations in America or more. So we're far removed from them. It's not saying we're excluding them because everything and everyone originated from the continent of Africa, right? But we're not African American. Now, we have Jesse Jackson to to curse out for that name. You know what I'm saying? Because he thought he could connect us to a real continent and say we were a part of them. We are and we aren't. We're really far removed from it. We actually have our own culture. Black culture, Black American culture is very rich. As you could tell by all our inventions, we invented everything almost, right? All the major things like the cell phone, right? Your AC, as hot as it's been, that AC been everything, right? Like a Black American. We did that. You feel what I'm saying? So we have our own dialect, we have our own style, and honestly, we push the Black diaspora. People copy us. They even want to take uh, they want to take credit for hip hop. You can't. It's a Black American thing. Copied off a Black American artist is what I'm saying. Now the thing is with the Essence Fest, right? The Africans have purchased it. That's cool. Black owned, right? Not Black American owned, but Black owned. Okay, cool. And they probably thought when they sold it to them, it would be cool. But this year, the African CEO, who's by the way a bitch, yeah, I said she's a bitch because her attitude sucks. Oh, well, if you don't like it, whatever. Do you know that Essence started with us? And the Black American dollar is the strongest dollar in America. You better check your books. If we don't go, if we don't support, then it ain't nothing. And it ain't because people don't have money, because Beyonce's concerts is selling out, is what I'm saying. So the thing is, why would you change something like that? That's like going to McDonald's and said, nah, now we're gonna do collard greens, we're gonna do some McGreens, and you know what I'm saying? You can't. It's established the meals that they have, and that's it. You don't come and change it because that's what works, and that's what has worked for decades now, right? And for you to come in and change it, to what you want it to be, that's not cool. They say we don't have a culture. Everybody that comes to America follows or copies or emulates our culture, period. Even white people using our words, their kids use our words. They listen to our music. They watch how we wear our clothes. They wear their clothes the same way. I'm just saying, we set the precedence for the world, period. When it comes to fashion, music, any of those things, pushing it. So you're going to alienate the people that have been supporting this event for decades? That's a dumb move by the lady who purchased it. The lady's from Kenya. I'm not mad at that. But if you purchase something like this, you got to keep the same script. It got to be the same. I understand you might want to add a little this and that, but the thing is, it was highlighting Black American culture because we definitely have a culture because all of you are copying us. Every last one of you out there. Every last. how you talk, how you walk, all of that. That's us. Black Americans. Everybody's trying to be like us. That's just what it is. And it's not a brag or anything. It's a fact. It's a real ass fact. So all I'm saying is this. Black people are very welcoming. We love everyone. But you can't keep just fucking trying to erase us. What's bad enough is that we already been colonized in a lot of ways. And so have you guys. But now we're gonna get colonized by people that look like us. Let's do better. Africans, Caribbeans. Learn how to celebrate us like we celebrate you guys. Wherever we go with your shit, we always celebrate. We'll wear your colors, any of that. So we need you to respect us and basically pay homage like we pay homage. When it's your turn for carnival and stuff, we dress accordingly. We ain't asking for American music at the carnival, is what I'm saying. So I had to say it with my chest. Now it's that time of the show where it's time to end it. I always leave you on a high note, so here it goes. Right now, people, we are going through a lot in this country. Between the protests, the ICE raids, um, the misinformation, the propaganda, just a lot of nonsense. And the total racism, like racism is at an all-time high right now. It's about as high as the damn temperatures around the country. Look, in the end, if you're sitting here watching this, that means you're not part of the 1%. So if you're sitting here with me, that means at some point we have to join together. We keep going through these different things where that separates us. You know what I mean? But it's hard to be joined together when people are consistently coming for you. Like Black Americans are the ones that's attacked the most. Why are we not helping this one? Why we have a problem with these people joining in on our celebrations of our culture. You know what I mean? And so those are blocking us. But see, respect is due, period. Once there's respect, right, we can move as a unit. People just want us to do it, but you got to start showing respect for the people who paved the way. It's not the Africans. It's not the Caribbeans. It's not the Latinos. It is the Black Americans that have paved the way. So once the respect is given all the way around, then we can move as a unit. But until then, we will be separated and segregated because Black Americans are tired. What they say, you love our rhythm, but you don't want our blues. I'm just saying, I still need you to get up. Yeah, you. Get up, get out, and let's respect one another. I'm just saying.